Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video we're gonna talk about some of the best drones used for cinematography and photography all around the world. Before getting into the video, I would really appreciate if you take the time to subscribe to this channel. So without wasting much time, let's start the video. Number 1. DJI Mavic 2 Zoom. The Mavic 2 Zoom is all round best drone for photography, but obviously like all other drones it has some positive aspects and some negative aspects. We're gonna discuss all about that here. The positive things about this drone are it is very portable, it has optical zoom, and it has great software features. And the negative aspects of this drone are it is expensive and it does not have 60 fps for 4K video. DJI Mavic Pro changed what was possible with the best camera drones back in 2016, making it possible to fold and carry a decent quality lens without being overly heavy and bulky. It sold so well that perhaps the appeal of simple aerial imagery is waning, so DJI has added clever software features. One of the most stunning is hyperlapse. It is an aerial time-lapse which can include motion and is processed in movements on board. The zoom model also gains a dolly zoom effect which is oftenly used in horror movies, which is a great fun. The airframe feels beefy for something that folds up so small, but it brings with it powerful motors and speed control systems capped with surprisingly quiet propellers. This makes it nearly as capable as heavier drones in the wind with a maximum speed and very responsive controls. The controls can be softened for cinematic work. The omnidirectional sensor also make it very hard to crash at normal speeds and even play a part in accident object tracking. The only downside to the Mavic 2 is the choice you need to make between Pricer Pro and the Zoom. The Pro has a 1-inch image sensor at a fixed 28mm effective focal length but with adjustable aperture, 10-bit SDR video, and up to 12,800 ISO, great for sunsets and stills. The Zoom retains the still very decent 12 megapixels of its predecessor but has a zoom length of focal length 24 to 48mm, which is useful for cinematic effects. Number 2. PowerVision Power Egg X Wizard. It is the best waterproof drone and best artificial intelligence camera drone. The positive aspects of this drone are it is waterproof and has water landing mode. It has audio sync recording option. It has camcorder, which is a nice option to have. It has an obstacle avoidance system. And the negative aspects of this drone are it has no record button in camcorder mode and it has small image sensor. PowerVision certainly is an initiative company as it awards self-will testament, and it has been making underwater drones as long as flying ones, so the Power Egg X shouldn't have come as a surprise, but it did. Their original Power X was a stunning product, yet rather than revising it, PowerVision opted to go back to the drawing board. They created an altogether new egg which could be used as a drone, a handheld or tripod mounted camcorder, making use of the gimbal for stability and an artificial intelligence for subject tracking. And in the optional wizard kit, a beach ready drone which can land on water or fly in the rain. Photographers will rightly worry that the 4K doesn't have as bigger sensor as for example the Mavic, but in good light it's capable of 60 fps, double the frame rate of DJI, making it great for the work. Its adaptability means its arms are completely removable, but thanks to the folding props, setup takes no longer than the DJI Phantom. The artificial intelligence camera mode is good, but it would really benefit from a record button like a traditional camcorder. You need to use the app. The waterproof mode means attaching a housing or landing gear which does not take a minute or two and covers the forward facing collision and object tracking sensor, but there is nothing on the market that can touch it, so it's hardly something to complain about. This is the drone that GoPro should have made. Number 3. DJI Phantom 4 Pro V 2.0. This is the best drone for serious photographers and filmmakers. The positive aspects of this drone are it has large image sensor, it has classic design, it has subject tracking ability. The only downside of this drone is that its size feels a little clunky. The Phantom was a revolutionary product. Its earlier version including the first drone to feature a gimbal stabilized camera rather than requiring the user to supply their own. Its rushed body design means that while it's no longer the obvious choice for beginners and consumers, there is a strong use case for an occasional professional. If you're gonna be putting the drone in the back of your car and don't mind it taking up to the most specialist rucksack, then the Phantom Pro 4's latest update is very tempting. Redesigned props for quieter flight and definitely pleasing. The new acoustic radio system that makes 1080 pixels video possible on the monitors is a plus, though it won't work with older controllers. There were concerns that this drone was going to be discontinued, but DJI have now confirmed that Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 is now back in production. That's great news for any drone pilot that has truly professional photographic ambitions. Number 4. DJI Inspire 2. This is the camera drone to buy when the optics are your priority. The positive aspects of this drone are: it has interchangeable lens system, it has solid build quality and backup systems, it is capable of 1080i live broadcast, and the negative aspects of this drone are: it is way too expensive. Its dual battery makes getting spares expensive. Its props need to be locked into place. The Inspire 1 brought with it a jaw-dropping design that keeps the props comfortably out of the most shots while allowing for a big stable frame. The Inspire 2 cements that professional quality with a magnesium hull and lots of dual redundancy for safer flight. One of those duplicated parts is the battery. You need both to fly, and they buy you about 25 minutes of power depending upon the camera you choose. That's great, but a spare pair of batteries is an eye-watering $360, and the X4's camera is comparable to the Phantom. The X5S is rather better with its big image sensor, but flight times come down, making the phenomenally expensive Zenmuse X7 more appealing. The Inspire 2 also sophisticated object tracking, multi-user operation and other pro features and isn't really for casual use. It only lacks redundancy on the motors. Number 5. PowerVision PowerEye. It is a monster camera drone that takes interchangeable cameras. The positive aspects of this drone are: it has cheaper way of interchangeable zoom lenses. It has 3-year no question guarantee. It has high quality case bundled. And the negative aspects of this drone are: its software is little lacking, its controls are perhaps a little too soft. PowerEye is a great example of benefits to consumers of being in a market dominated by only one brand. It really makes new contenders looking for ways to impress. And by carrying a micro four thirds camera, this drone is firmly putting itself against the Inspire 2 with a Zenmuse X5S. It makes its case well. There's no showy 8K mode, but the 4K is really good. The two batteries supplied each split into 2 for shipping, and the manually folding down arms allow a surprisingly compact traveling position in the travel case. The control app and remote of this drone is less complex than DJI's, so there are fewer software features, but the FPV camera is of a high standard and dual pilot flight is therefore pros. So guys, here was the video about 5 of the amazing drones that you can use for cinematography and photography. Now make sure you hit the like button if you like the video and do not forget to subscribe.